Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. GECOM bluntly refuses to name legal officer. CEO, DCEO say they prefer to consult first. Drug traffickers deploying new tactics. CANU head says the unit is relentless in its fight. APNU recommits to establishing impartial petroleum commission. Current government oversight resulted in severe mismanagement, says Aubrey Norton. And 566.9 million North RUIMVELDT Secondary School recommissioned. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, August 19 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. We begin first up by telling you that the Guyana Elections Commission is refusing to say who is providing the body legal services. It seems to be a matter that only the chairperson of GECOM could answer. Here's more. It would appear as though the Guyana Elections Commission intends to keep secret who is providing legal services to the Commission, given that the Commission did not renew the contract of Attorney-at-Law Kurt De Silva. Nightly News pressed the GECOM head table for the name of that person, and this was the response of Chief Elections Officer Vishnu Prasad. So who's now providing legal opinion to GECOM, please?
We have lawyers who are members of the Commission. The chairman herself is an officer of the law, and only recently the commission approved the retention of an external lawyer.
Pressed further on who is being paid the big bucks by the electoral body to offer legal advice at this critical juncture, Prasad seemed to have been agitated by the question.
I can't speak on behalf of the Commission. That is a Commission matter.
Asked why the name of the lawyers being kept a secret, Deputy Chief Elections Officer Anil Giddings tried to rescue the Chief Elections Officer from the line of questioning.
I wouldn't call it a secret then. The fact is, we have to seek the guidance of the Commission whether, we should be putting this out there. That we have not been given that imprimatur, so to speak. So we would prefer to consult with the chairman and the commission on this matter before we, provide this information.
Nightly News was later reliably informed that a Dominican-based attorney has been retained by the commission to provide legal services. Notably absent from the press conference was Chairman of GECOM, Claudette Singh, and the Chief Election Officer could not give a reason for her absence. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Guyana's drug war has entered a high-stakes new chapter. Traffickers are changing tactics, deploying low-flying aircraft, contaminating containers after customs clearance, and charting fresh maritime routes to outmaneuver law enforcement. You'll have more details in this report.
The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, CANU, says it is tightening the noose to counter drug trafficking in the region. Appearing on the latest episode of Safeguarding Our Nation, said its unit has been working shoulder to shoulder with the Guyana Defense Force, the Guyana Police Force, and the Guyana Revenue Authority to counter major drug trafficking networks. Singh said major alliances have been formed with CARICOM and the United States Drug Enforcement Agency and the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, the UK's National Crime Agency, NCA, and Canada's Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP.
Guyana is not a producer of cocaine. Guyana, because of its geographic location, is caught between the suppliers in the Andean region and consumers on other continents. In the past, we've seen drugs enter Guyana and then transship through Guyana, through the Caribbean basin towards North America. Recently, there's been a shift. Now drugs are still coming into Guyana and then transship towards West Africa and Europe.
Singh revealed that because of the unit's work against narco-trafficking, he has received a number of death threats from an international crime network.
We're seeing new drugs such as MDMA or ecstasy synthetic drugs coming from Europe into Guyana and then to other parts of South America. We're also seeing the presence of foreign marijuana. This is marijuana with a higher THC content coming from North America, Colombia, Venezuela, as well as far as Thailand, coming into Guyana and then going to other parts of South America. Also, the presence of foreign members of drug trafficking organizations trying to embed themselves here in Guyana. Recently, we've seen numerous foreign members held alongside Guyanese outside of Guyana with large amounts of cocaine.
Beyond seizures and crackdowns, CANU said it is targeting the root of the drug trade. Its drug information network is spearheading prevention campaigns, while public tips remain vital to operations. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
We tell you now that the People's Progressive Party Civic on Monday rolled out its 2025 to 2030 manifesto. And if the promises become reality, Guyana could see one of the most ambitious waves of development in its history. More details in this report.
President Irfan Ali and his People's Progressive Party Civic are betting big on one word: infrastructure. From highways slicing through Guyana's heartland to bridges spanning its rivers, the ruling party's manifesto casts concrete and steel as a foundation for national prosperity. The long-awaited Linden-Lethem Highway, a 4-lane Berbice River Bridge, widening corridors leading to the Chedi Jagan International Airport, and even a deep-water port in Berbice. But if there is one pledge that stirs raw emotion, is education. The People Progressive Party Civic is dangling what many thought impossible: free tuition at the University of Guyana. Add unlimited scholarships, government-paid fees for up to 8 CSEC or CAPE subjects, or more than 100 new schools equipped with modern labs and digital classrooms. Perhaps the most controversial plank is the party's vow to crack down on corruption, is the proposed anti-corruption unit with 3 blockchain systems to track government services, full enforcement of the Access to Information Act, and simplified procurement rules are promised. Skeptics will note that Guyana has heard discourse before. Many remember past administrations of all stripes pledging transparency, only for scandals to follow. The real test will be in action, not announcements. So the fact is that the PPPC is putting corruption front and center, suggests that they know the public is watching closely. The manifesto does not stop there. Some 40,000 new homes are promised, along with a smart monitoring system for infrastructure. On energy, the plan is a hybrid to expand oil and gas while pumping resources into renewable energy. For all its billions in promised projects, the manifesto is ultimately asking for trust. Trust that Guyana's oil money will pave not only roads, but pathways out of poverty. Trust that schools will rise, homes will be built, and corruption will be finally checked. The promises are grand, the stakes are higher than ever. As the election season heats up, Guyanese are left to wonder, will this time be different? Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us, there is more news ahead. Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Our developing story this evening: Forward Guyana Movement's presidential candidate Amanza Walton Desir held no brief for the incumbent as she ripped them apart on the issue of corruption and their proposal of an anti-corruption agency after being in the seat of government for close to 3 decades. Marvin Cato is on this story.
Forward Guyana Movement presidential candidate Amanza Walton Desir, Tuesday, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, did not hold back as she accused the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPPC, of playing an intelligence game with the Guyanese people.
The issue of corruption is one that if PPP were serious, they could fix immediately. But it is obvious that they are not interested in fixing it. You know, Barajagdeo has the issue of Sue. We don't know where Sue is. Sue has never surfaced.
Sharing our party's contract with the people, Walton Desir, clear boundaries will be established when it comes to addressing corruption.
We were very clear about the establishment of an anti-corruption agency, which is why I smiled when I read that Irfan Ali and Barajagdeo were proposing to the people of Guyana that they will implement an anti-corruption agency. This is the same party that banned the use of the word corruption in the National Assembly. And so I am not sure how they're now proposing that we speak about an anti-corruption unit.
She did not mince words, flatly calling out the top brass of the People's Progressive Party Civic for their hypocrisy.
What is galling about this is just the way in which these people insult the intelligence of the people of Guyana.
She said that as a nation, enough is not being done, and the incumbent continues to get away with things that other political parties could not dare do.
You can't support a political party and hold them to account, you know. It's actually something that can be done.
In her retort, as it relates to her legislative agenda on corruption, Walton Desir was adamant that the issue of corruption is broad-based and has to be tackled from various angles.
The issue of corruption has to be tackled across the entire institutional framework of this country.
The Forward Guyana Movement's presidential candidate is buoyant about her prospects at the upcoming elections and is prepared to see a shake-up of the status quo. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken on Tuesday urged ranks of the Guyana Police Force to remain professional as they undertake election duties. This is as Guyanese head to the polls on September 1 for general and regional elections. Tiana Cole reports now.
The Guyana Police Force GPF on Tuesday held a pre-elections operational muster with officers and ranks at the police headquarters, Tactical Service Unit, TSU, Drill Square, Eve Larry. During the muster, Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken delivered a stern warning, cautioning officers that there will be consequences for any actions taken outside of the force's established standard operating procedures SOP and policies. He also emphasized the importance of the force's professionalism, neutrality, and preparedness during the upcoming elections. The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM has confirmed that some 757,690 electors are registered to cast their ballots at the upcoming general and regional elections, scheduled for September 1, 2025. Members of the disciplined services are set to cast their votes on August 22nd. GECOM further confirmed its readiness for the disciplined services elections, stating that all essential election materials, including printed ballot papers, statements of polls, SOPs, forms, and tally sheets, have arrived from Canada. The breakdown of the ballots extracted for the disciplined services will see 6,909 members voting from the Guyana Police Force, 3,106 for the Guyana Defense Force, and 466 for the Guyana Prison Service. The parties contesting this year's elections are a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, Alliance for Change, AFC, Assembly of Liberty and Prosperity, ALP, Forward Guyana Movement, FGM, People's Progressive Party Civic, PPPC, and We Invest in Nationhood, WIN. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A petroleum commission is necessary for the efficient administration of the oil and gas sector, as government oversight has allegedly resulted in corruption and mismanagement. A Partnership for National Unity's presidential candidate, Aubrey Norton, categorically stated that under his government, such a commission will be established. This story from Antonio Day.
Notably, Ghana is now an oil exporting country, and the oil industry continues to dominate the local economy, with 77% of the nation's output in 2024 coming from the gas industry. However, Aubrey Norton, the presidential candidate for the Partnership for National Unity, is confident that the creation of an unbiased petroleum commission will lead to the efficient and open administration of the oil and gas industry. He said under an APNU coalition government, this will be implemented.
We also stated that we'll establish a professional petroleum commission, a petroleum commission that is comprised of professional, competent people that can oversee the oil and gas sector rather than making it a pawn of politics.
Meanwhile, the PPPC's manifesto launch on Monday at Pegasus Suites in Georgetown predicts Guyana's oil and gas production, which will reach 1.7 million barrels per day by 2030, given an 8 major development.
The inability of them to complete the gas to shore project. If you consider this project to be so important and that you had averred view that it's going to bring down the cost of electricity by 50%, then you should have known that if it doesn't meet the timeline, almost automatically, every day that it extends, the cost will go up.
In order to accomplish this, the party in seeking re-election commits to conducting more international block auctions, finalize seismic surveys, finalize new production sharing agreements from the 2022 auction, and speed up exploration. As part of his party's manifesto, President Irfan Ali touted that Guyana is far ahead of the competition and is dedicated to training more young people into this competitive field.
The only country with experience of doing it in deep water now is Guyana. And we have to prepare our young people. We have to prepare our workforce that we must be the first call for those opportunities when they come.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us here in the HGP Nightly News. Attorney General Anil Nandlal says government reforms are underway to address issues of pre-trial detention and prison overcrowding following criticisms in the latest human rights report. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Following the 2024 Human Rights Report, which criticized the government for lengthy pretrial detention due primarily to judicial inefficiency, staff shortages, and cumbersome legal procedures, whereby pretrial detainees accounted for 41% of the prison population, and the average length of pretrial detention was 3 years, often exceeding the maximum possible sentence. The Attorney General, during a sit-down with journalist Leroy Smith, described the issue as serious and complex, but stressed that it is not new, noting that overcrowded prisons have been a problem for decades.
We established a law reform commission to constantly review the law. We have put sentencing guidelines in place that ought to guide the judiciary. Then, of course, we have increased the complement of judges.
He explained that a loan from the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, was dedicated specifically to addressing prison overcrowding. The proceedings from the loan supported multiple measures, one of which was the move to abolish the preliminary inquiry PI process that had slowed justice delivery.
We have a whole host of other different pieces of legislation which we implemented, all designed to bring greater speed to the administration of justice.
Nandlal pointed out that while the judicial system has improved in terms of efficiency and speed, there is still much work to be done. On the prison side, he said, the government has been undertaking massive reforms, making substantial progress in reducing the prison population. One major step was the introduction of legislation that consolidated all alternative sentencing measures available in law. He further noted that a draft prison bill has been completed, but it must undergo another round of consultations before being presented for Cabinet's approval.
It shifts the emphasis away from punitive to rehabilitative and reformative. It mandates improvement and rehabilitation programs.
The Attorney General added that over 150 prison officers have been trained and certified in modern techniques for carrying out their duties within the prison system. Tiana Co reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
To end our lead stories, building highways between the coast and the hinterland, improving and expanding hinterland airstrips, and offering free, dependable and fast internet services to all communities will benefit the country's indigenous peoples. This was related by Aubrey Norton, presidential candidate for the Partnership for National Unity. You'll hear more from Antonio Day.
We will better integrate hinterland communities into national economic development. We will construct coast to hinterland highways, upgrade and extend hinterland airstrips, and provide each hinterland community with free, fast, and reliable internet service.
That was Aubrey Norton, the presidential candidate for the Partnership for National Unity during his party's manifesto launch Friday last. In order to guide and support these initiatives, inter-community road networks will be built and upgraded, and 50% of carbon credits will be distributed to indigenous community members, the politician said. Systems will also be implemented to ensure strict adherence to environmental laws, especially by companies operating in hinterland communities.
To further strengthen hinterland development, we will mandate that every major mining and forestry company operating in hinterland communities undertake approved community development actions while adhering to local content laws.
To ensure the protection of indigenous rights, there will be efforts to increase decision-making by various communities in the hinterland, Mr. Norton added.
Our proposals recognize the need to protect, respect, and guarantee indigenous rights at all times.
The Partnership for National Unity pledged to create an Amerindian Heritage Fund to support the study and preservation of Amerindian culture, including language, religion, food, ceremonies, traditional medicine, and crafts. The party says regardless of political affiliation, it will also provide subventions to all officially recognized indigenous advocacy and non-profit organizations. To accelerate the land titling process, establish an Indigenous Rights Commission and commence consultations on the 2006 Amerindian Act within the party's first 100 days in office, as itemized in its 56-page manifesto. Meanwhile, the People's Progressive Party Civic in its manifesto released Monday pledged to fund Amerindian communities through the low-carbon development strategy by directing at least 15% of carbon credit proceeds to support village sustainable plans for economic and developmental projects. In order to improve access to communities, the current administration has indicated that it will also invest in connectivity and transportation, including airstrips and hinterland roads. Head of State Irfan Ali on Monday said that his party's manifesto is all-inclusive.
Our investment must and will be done in an equitable way to grow value, grow wealth, grow opportunity, and create jobs across the board.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
President Irfan Ali and the Ministry of Education Monday commissioned the $566.9 million North RUIMVELDT Secondary School. The school was destroyed by fire in 2021. Jada June reports.
The North RUIMVELDT Secondary School, which was burned down in July 2021, has been rebuilt and commissioned, marking a significant milestone in Guyana's education sector. Over 500 pupils will be able to use the recently built classroom block, which cost $566.9 million to build. Along with expressing gratitude to President Irfan Ali and the Ministry of Education, the headmistress of the school highlighted these out of the school's commissioning.
The newly constructed teaching block was built by Piers Engineering Incorporated under the expert supervision of Mr. Marcel Gaskin. Currently, the school serves 415 students, 187 boys, and 228 girls, and is expected to serve an additional 156 students with the new intake come September.
The new facility features smart classrooms and well-equipped science laboratories to support STEM education. Additionally, students will benefit from specialized areas such as information technology, home management, clothing and textile, and industrial arts, ensuring a better learning environment for students.
The new teaching block includes several classrooms, science and home economic laboratories, washrooms, a library, a staff room, and offices. A $566.9 million investment.
Addressing the event, President Irfan Ali also highlighted the critical role investing in infrastructure will play in the lives of present and future students.
For me, it's important in the life of the students. It's important for our education sector.
The recommissioning of the North RUIMVELDT Secondary School not only restores a vital institution for the community, but also reaffirms government's commitment to improving access to quality education and modern learning environments for students. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Step right up because it's time for Digical's $12 million Punch and Win. Top up with just $1,000 or more for a shot at winning up to $2 million weekly. That's right, up to $2 million weekly. 6 weeks, $2 million per week. Will you be one of our lucky winners? There's only one way to find out. Top up, punch, and win. Only with Judicial. Judicial, better connected.
Visit Gaffur's Tiles and Sanitary Ware Department for stunning designs and the best in wall and floor tiles for your kitchen, bathroom, outdoors, steps, living room, and more. The tile department also provides products to clean, polish, and protect your tiles. Tile trims to give your tile area a complete look. Tint sets for both porcelain and ceramic tiles, along with a variety of grout colors. Not forgetting tile paste to lay tiles on wood and concrete surfaces. Our line of products combine the ideal blend of style and innovation and meet the needs of every customer. We stock a vast variety of kitchen sinks, basins and faucets, toilets in a variety of colors and designs, along with every accessory to accentuate. Stylish double-mirrored bathroom cabinets, clear and frosted bathroom doors and enclosures. Remember, for superior customer services, superior quality and competitive prices, it's Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Island Dream promotion. Win your share of more than $1 million in cash and prizes, plus 2 all-inclusive weekend staycations for 2. And that's not all. Score coolers packed with Buster, Turbo, Altitude, and Viva. Just buy any can or bottle of Turbo, Buster, Altitude, or Viva. Find the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean on IG or Facebook for details.
Live the island dream, get money. Live the island dream.
What's going on here, man? Why do the two of y'all look so gloomy?
Uncle Joe, you know thief man been in we house and thief all we valuables, including the ID card. Now election come around and we want to go vote. We ain't get no ID card to identify ourselves. Now we can't go vote.
Well, you need to apply to GECOM to have your ID cards replaced. But you need not worry that you won't be able to vote because you don't have your ID cards. GECOM has put other measures in place to accurately identify voters like you who may not have the ID cards.
Well, how they gonna do that? How they gonna know is we name on the list if we don't have ID to prove it?
In addition to your ID card, voters can present their valid passports or valid driver's license if they have these.
Really?
But further, GECOM has placed your photograph alongside your name on a folio which will be at the polling station. And if you go to the polling station without a photo ID, you will be asked to state your name and address. The elections official will look at your face and then compare it with the photo alongside your name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. Then you'll have to answer some questions to verify your identity. If the election official is satisfied that you are the person who you claim to be, you will be allowed to vote after taking an oath of identity.
So you get to vote?
For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
GECOM bluntly refuses to name legal officers. CEO, DCEO say they prefer to consult first. Drug traffickers deploy new tactics. CANU head says the unit is relentless in its fight. APNU recommits to establishing impartial Petroleum Commission. Current government oversight resulted in severe mismanagement, says Norton. And $566.9 million North RUIMVELDT Secondary School recommissioned. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.